Kier Starmer is about to pay the price for his tyrannical actions that have caused suffering among the people, as the end of his reign may finally be near. The dark secrets he has painstakingly hidden are now being boldly exposed by Jeremy Clarkson. If you're curious about this shocking revelation, stay tuned until the end of the video to uncover every corner of the truth. And don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss out on the latest hot news.
Well, if you own a farm or land, you have an additional £1 million inheritance tax than anyone else does. So already they have additional land that they can...
Jeremy Clarkson's outrage is palpable, and immediately after Rachel Reeves announced the new budget, he wasted no time in voicing his opinion. In a bitter response, he emphasised, "Rachel Reeves, I really have no more words to comment." To this statement, Simone, a friend from the US, could only respond with a clear expression of bewilderment regarding the current political situation. In reply, Jeremy Clarkson added, "We have a new government and everything seems to be spiralling into despair." Not stopping there, Clarkson also offered words of encouragement to farmers, expressing sympathy for the hardships they endure. He shared, "Dear farmers, I know you've been deceived today, but please don't lose hope. Be patient and take care of yourselves. Just get through this short 5-year period and the storm will pass." The host, once famous for Top Gear and known for his love of high-speed cars and satirical humour, is now showing a deep concern for the future of the farming community in Britain. His words reflect not just personal sentiment, but also a collective anxiety about the fate of an essential profession under pressure from new policies.
73% of farms last year would not pay any inheritance tax at all, even after our changes. And after that next £1 million, there is a 50% discount on inheritance tax compared to what everybody else will pay. And you can pay that inheritance tax over a 10-year period in a way that no one else is able to. So I think we've got the right balance there. We did need to raise taxes to fill the black hole, to put our public finances on a stable footing. We did that yesterday.
Clarkson's disappointment is focused on the recent budget changes proposed by Kier Starmer and Rachel Reeves, which he perceives as an unfair blow to British farmers and the working class. After years of building and developing his farm, Clarkson has turned this valuable experience into the highlight of his hit series Clarkson's Farm, which has been immensely successful, attracting a wide audience and is now entering its 4th season. So, what is it about farming that has compelled Clarkson, once renowned in the entertainment industry, to dedicate so much effort to supporting farmers? Through Clarkson's Farm, viewers get a rare glimpse, from a humorous yet authentic perspective, of the struggles that come with farming life. The show not only provides laughter, but also demonstrates Clarkson's deep understanding of the heavy responsibilities farmers bear, helping the public recognise the genuine challenges and pressures in agriculture. Does this new budget truly...
Is that because you essentially misled the country during the election and you've raised taxes in a way that no one was expecting or voted for?
I came into politics relatively late in life, having done other things. I came in with one purpose only, and that is to change lives for the better. We made key choices yesterday in relation to the future of our country.
But choices that weren't in your manifesto. There was no suggestion of £40 billion of tax rises in that manifesto, Prime Minister.
We inherited a very badly damaged economy. We audited the books and found £22 billion missing. We've had to do the responsible thing, which is to stabilise the economy, to make sure we're putting the investment in for the future. That's what matters to me. And the outcomes are what matters. 40,000 extra appointments each and every week to bring the waiting list down. Making sure we've got the right teachers and the right numbers in our schools so every child can go as far as their talents will take them. And making sure that we've got houses that are affordable for everybody across the country. That's what I came into politics.
Threaten farmers like him. For Clarkson, it has become a personal battle, a fight for those he represents. His anger towards the budget changes is not just a fleeting reaction, but also very realistic and sincere. One of the issues that worry Clarkson and many in the agricultural community the most is the adjustment in inheritance tax policy. Rachel Reeves has declared that family farms valued at over £1 million will no longer be exempt from inheritance tax when passed down to family members. Previously, The agricultural property tax relief had allowed these farms to avoid such taxes, enabling families to maintain their agricultural heritage across generations. This was not just a minor support, it was a crucial lifeline that allowed family farms to continue operating without bearing the heavy financial burden of inheritance tax. This new policy seems aimed at undermining family-run farms, which are the backbone of British agriculture.
Well, I've committed to just have one budget a year. I'm not coming back to this in the
this
spring.
Parliament.
No, I'm not going to make commitments to never change taxes again. That would be irresponsible. But this is a once-in-a-Parliament budget.
The final segment feels like the end of all hope. The Labour Party's removal of essential subsidies has inadvertently transformed into a massive financial burden, placing pressure on small and medium-sized farms and leaving farmers struggling to make a living. This is not just a policy decision. In Clarkson's eyes, it is a direct blow to the people who work tirelessly day and night to provide food for the nation. This, according to Clarkson, demonstrates a lack of respect for the core values that family farms contribute to British agriculture. Clarkson's disappointment grows as he reflects on Kier Starmer's repeated pledges. The Labour leader, who once vowed not to raise taxes and publicly stated that the party's policies would not harm ordinary citizens. However, with the new inheritance tax policy, Clarkson condemns Starmer for breaking his promises and turning his back on what he once vowed. What Clarkson finds unacceptable is the blatant contradiction between Starmer's words and actions. To him, this move is not only unjust, but also a betrayal of the integrity expected from a leader. This is not merely a story about financial impacts. It also represents the fracture of public trust in Starmer and his leadership team. The once promised vision of a fair Britain now seems like an illusion. Initially, Clarkson and thousands of others believed in Starmer's vision, but at this point, they are left with deep disappointment towards a leader who is expected to defend their interests. For Clarkson, this is not just a political disagreement, but also a bitter personal disappointment. Since the very first day he embarked on farming, Clarkson has experienced and fully understood the difficulties that farmers face. He has gradually learned the value of hard work, patience, and persistent dedication necessary to make a living from the land. In his eyes, the removal of subsidies is nothing less than a dangerous step backward, as policy decisions focus solely on short-term gains, while ignoring sustainable goals for the nation's future. Clarkson's frustration grows as he realises the reality that the economy will not be able to thrive by the end of this parliamentary term, despite forecasts suggesting that long-term policies will boost GDP by 1.4%. For Clarkson, that is merely a small short-term soothing measure, insufficient to ease the disappointment over a bleak economic future. In this context, even as a millionaire, Clarkson does not allow his wealth to diminish his empathy for other farmers who have struggled in the fields for generations. His riches do not distance him from the real difficulties that farmers face. On the contrary, his labour on the farm has deepened his understanding of the importance of policies that support workers. This experience has motivated him to speak out in defence of the working class, the diligent individuals striving to earn a living honestly. Clarkson's disappointment is further amplified by the media's loss of faith in Starmer. Initially, journalists were hopeful about the fresh vision that Starmer promised. However, they have begun to doubt whether his actions genuinely reflect the values he once championed. The disappointment is not limited to tax policy. It reflects a sentiment that Starmer lacks transparency and consistency in leadership. The changing tone of the media has made it clear that not only Clarkson, but also a significant portion of the public has gradually lost trust in the Labour leader.